What's up guys? Today we're installing this limited slip differential in the Magnum. But before we get started, let me tell you the 3 reasons why we're installing the differential. First things first, let's just say I've got some plans in the works. Second reason, the passenger side axle seal started squeaking really bad. And quick side note, if you don't have one of these pass-through socket sets, I'm gonna leave a link to a good one in the description because man, do these things come in handy. 2 down.
And last but not least, while trying to do a burnout, my friend was sure to inform me that only one wheel was spinning, likely causing the leaky axle seal. So the third reason why I'm putting the differential in my car is I wouldn't be caught dead doing a one-wheel peel, a peg leg burnout, single tire fire. It's Brenner's fault. Blame Brenner. Continuing the disassembly, we're going to unbolt and remove our exhaust and brake calipers, which will be replaced with our bigger, better 4-piston Brembos. After this, we unbolt the drive shaft from the rubber damper and slowly begin to unbolt the rear subframe and officially begin lowering it.
Look at that, it's the next day. Next thing we gotta take care of is this broken CV axle. So what we're gonna start with is we've got the impact pulled out. We're gonna pull off this axle nut, take off the bolts that hold in the wheel bearing, and then we actually have to take apart this entire spindle in order to pull out the axle. One CV shaft. It's not supposed to look like that. And here is my new to me CV shaft. So the flange that goes into the diff is a little dinged up, but we can straighten that out. Biggest thing is these splines on the end. So what we did not realize going into this is the SRTs have a different CV shaft than the RTs like we have here. There are 30 or 31 splines going into the diff on the SRT version, while the RT, or what I'm assuming is just the regular differential, has 27 teeth. So this was never gonna go inside of that differential. With our new CV shaft back in place and all of our control arms bolted back up to the spindle, next step is gonna be brake rotors. Now here are the OEM brake rotors that came with the rear subframe that I bought. I did have to have them machine turned because they were pretty rusted as far as surface rust is concerned. I hit it with the wire brush, so now let's throw some paint on it and make it look a little better. Progress update. In this ongoing battle, the front yoke on the old drive shaft is a 3-spline yoke, while the new one has 4 splines. So initially I thought, well, let's just take the old one off and put it on the new one, right? It is a massive nut on the front of it. I look at 6 different hardware stores to find the right socket size. I finally order one online. It gets delivered today and it's the wrong size. So the exhaust has now been dropped and the drive shaft is now pulled. So I can swap it out with the new drive shaft that came with the rear subframe. Another progress update. We have the whole subframe under the car now. We have rotors. They are painted this really nice metallic silver. It turned out pretty good. All this is just surface stuff that'll come off as soon as we start using the brakes. Spring is in place. We went ahead and just removed both boots and put them on the spring now. That way we don't have to worry about it in the future. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and put the shocks in now that the whole subframe is underneath this. Only thing we need to do now is pull it back a little bit and put in the new drive shaft and put it into the little coupling there on the end. I do need to go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's and buy an exhaust clamp and some heat wrap, because you can see here on the other side, it has an actual flange that you can bolt it up to for the rear exhaust, but this one we had to cut because it did not have a flange. So let's go ahead and start lifting this up, and we will try to finagle everything in place while we're doing that. All right, drive shaft is in.
This is not correct. The way I installed it is I overlapped the bolt holes, completely disregarding the rubber damper. When installing it like this, everything vibrates because everything is resonating at the same frequency. This is the correct way of installing it by alternating the bolts for both the differential and the drive shaft. This actually uses the rubber damper and makes for a much smoother ride.
All right, exhaust clamp on, exhaust clamp here on. So the only thing we need to do now is go ahead and bleed the brakes. So let's start the car. Before and after. Before, after. Dude, that looks so good on the other side of those wheels, man. I am gonna have a more comprehensive video on the actual tuner itself and everything it can do, but for the time being, for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna show you how to tune the axle ratio. So we're just gonna go in here to tune vehicle. You're gonna go to advanced tune. We're gonna go quick adjust. And then the setting we are looking for is under transmission. So then from there, you can see right there in the middle, axle ratio. Down here at the bottom, we have 3.06. So it has all of the different axle ratios you can run. And even come down here and it's got even higher ratios. And just gonna go right here to 3.06. Set axle ratio to 3.06, yes. From there, now it's gonna adjust the computer. We can see there, lights coming on, successfully updated axle ratio. Continue. Please turn ignition off, do not start the engine. So we're gonna come here to off, continue. Please turn the ignition on, do not start the engine. On position, continue. And it should be updated. So now, let's try and take it on this test drive one more time, and hopefully it comes in. Now the problem we were having is once the car was in drive, number one, it did not want to go into manual mode. And then number two, once we were going, it didn't want to shift out of second gear. So let's see if, let me just make sure it's actually going. So there it is, second gear. And it shifted, yeah, yeah. Let's see if she's got a little more juice to give. Let's go ahead and pop over into our secret menu really quick. Let's see if it'll pop down into manual mode. It will, okay. Fourth, third. We're gonna turn left at the light here. Go ahead and get her down into second. She's a little more spicy. That wasn't full throttle, but for the most part, like, everything is pretty solid, Let's go and fill it up with 91, and then I'll check back with you guys here in a second.
If you missed the tie-dye shag and wagon merchandise because it is off of the website now, summer is officially over, don't fret. I have more things coming in soon. So be sure to turn on the post notifications, that way you get notified when the new items come in. And as always, if you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, please be sure to drop a like and share it with your friends. If you'd consider subscribing, click over here. If you want to see what YouTube recommends you watch next, click over here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys next time.
I say, body, this world I despise, and I fly to the heavens above.